So that latest inflation report potentially creating a political nightmare for Democrats as they try to avoid a wipeout in the midterms. Americans getting crushed on everything from gas to food. Yet the White House is downplaying it, claiming that we shouldn't be that concerned about today and yesterday's numbers because the data is out of date. Guy Benson and Leslie Marshall with us now, both Fox News contributors. Great to have both of you with us this morning. Leslie, let me start with you. You know, you hear Joe Manchin there talking with Hillary Vaughn on the Hill, explaining that if you keep trying to lower people's costs, which is essentially putting more money into the bloodstream, you're going to drive inflation up even more. So is that a solution that Democrats should be pursuing at all at this point, given what we've already seen?
No, absolutely not. Even though we saw that so far the legislation from the Democrats in this administration, economists on both sides of the aisle agree, impacted inflation 2% or less. And you need to look at, well, what's the other problem with the 98%? You don't go back and start to stack on that 2%. Look, it is the economy, stupid. James Carville said it in '92. We know historically the party in power is going to lose the House. I'm a Democrat. I'm not going to lie and say, hey, I'm going to Vegas and betting we're going to keep the House. It's not looking that way. But you have to look at reality. The reality, our gas prices are coming down. We have a good jobs report. And inflation is a global problem, and it could improve. But I don't think throwing more money at the problem is going to improve it. And Joe Manchin isn't the only Democrat saying that.
Yeah, Guy, it doesn't seem like most Democrats want to listen to Manchin on that, though.
No, they don't want to listen to him on a lot of things, and he has saved them from themselves multiple times, including on Build Back Better. Can you imagine if Joe Biden, the president, and 99% of his party had gotten their way with $5 trillion more in wasteful runaway spending on top of everything else? The inflation would be even worse than it is right now. The projections coming into yesterday and today on these inflation numbers were bad. The reality is worse, and the Democrats are seriously talking about spending more money and raising taxes. It's wild. And this White House has absolutely no credibility. It was almost a year ago today that Joe Biden was on another network, and he said no one that he knows is worried about inflation, including Larry Summers, who'd been saying the opposite for months. And look at where we are a year later. The credibility obliterated, and the American people are paying attention and feeling it.
Yeah, so Leslie, it sounds as though you're sort of willing to just kind of tough it out through the midterms, take a lot of losses. I mean, is there action that you would like to see this president take in the meantime to change course on this whole thing? We talked to Larry Kudlow a while ago. You know, let's make things easier for small businesses. Let's kind of move towards a growth model rather than raising taxes, which is one of the propositions out there. Would you like to see a change of strategy from the president?
I wouldn't like the president to become a Republican or Democrats in my party or myself to become that either. One of the problems, as you know, Martha, is that there is gridlock. Almost anything Democrats put forth, Republicans are going to put up a wall, because just as Democrats have been accused of wanting a president or an economy to fail, it kind of looks that way right now for Republicans, that they are benefiting from, and I don't want to say the failures, but from this economic crisis. It is a global crisis. Inflation is not just an American problem. Inflation is not just a problem because Joe Biden is president and Democrats have control of the House and the Senate. And we see that, and economists and the facts back that up. But going forward, I would like to see a different messaging. And I would like to see, putting out there more positives on what's happening with the economy and also realities about what's happening in the economy. One final note on that. I have never seen a White House in power, if they have any problems economically, standing up and going, my bad, this is really not going well, and, gloom and doom. No political party is going to do that ever.
All right. Quick thought, Guy?
It's not a messaging problem. It's a reality problem. It's a policy problem. And with all due respect, Leslie, the Democrats control the White House and the Senate and the House. And part of the reason they haven't gotten their agenda through is because of Democrats, not Republicans. The blame shifting, I don't think, is going to be successful here.
All right. Guy and Leslie, thank you. Always great to see you both.